with only 20. I mean, what are your odds? What's going on YouTube? Taylor Prentice back here with another video. In this video I'm going to be talking about the week 15 drop list for Supreme, which is dropping on Thursday, June 2nd at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So if you guys are looking to grab anything, stay tuned for this video and we're just going to talk about what's dropping. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. So if you guys haven't seen by now, one of the biggest things for this week is the Supreme Airstream, which if you don't know what an Airstream is, just look at the photo. It's pretty much like a little metal camper that people take out, and these have gotten really popular in the last couple of years just because like camping life and like traveling across the US has gotten a lot bigger through places like YouTube and stuff. So these have definitely gained some popularity and seen price increases because of that. So I'm not sure how much these are going to be. I saw one estimation saying they're going to be like 90K, but I could definitely see them being even over $100,000. So it'll be interesting to see what the prices are on these. But I think these are super sick. I think there is like a crossover of people who like to go camping and who like Supreme stuff and obviously like North Face stuff. So I'm sure this will appeal to some people, and there's only like 20 of them being released. So if you own one of these, that would just be super sick. I'm sure resale will be pretty crazy on these, even though it's like a very niche item. This is something, even though I'm not like someone who goes camping or anything like that, would love to have if I could afford it, just because it's like such a silly flex. And for some reason I've always thought Airstreams were really cool. Ever since I was a kid, I just like the way they look. They give me like some sort of nostalgia for some reason, and there's even like people I deliver to that have one, and I'm just like, dude, that thing is so cool looking. I'm not sure like what I would do with it. Like I said, I don't go camping very much, but if I were to go, this is what I would take out if I had it. And next we've got some like Super Bowl-esque type of bomber jackets. So I think these are pretty sick. I'm not a huge fan of bomber jackets, and I'm not a huge fan of all over print items either, but I think they really knocked it out of the park with this black and like full color one. The red one I think is a little hard to read, but I love the small details that Supreme did on this. So like obviously you can tell like the Goodyear blimp they've replaced with the Supreme logo. The logo in the middle of the field says Supreme. They've got like the Hardwood Classics kind of playoff logo here that says Supreme Classics. I love some of these like sport logos that Supreme's been able to recreate this season. I know they did it on like the baseball jersey type of things. I thought that was really cool, and there was one other piece recently that they've done it on that I really liked. So yeah, I hope they continue to keep on doing this. It like looks like a collaborative piece because of just like all the logos and stuff going on, but they all are just Supreme. So yeah, I really hope they start to do more of this kind of stuff, because I think it's super cool when they like put their own twists on other people's logos. And then next we have like the credit card collection. So this is by an artist named Lee Kankio, and I'm actually unfamiliar with him, but as you guys can tell, he was very inspired by credit cards. So all these are kind of just like a play off of credit cards. We have like this button up shirt which just has like a bunch of little credit cards on them. Some of them like say Supreme, and I think this is all right. It's a little just bit much going on, and same with the sweaters and stuff too, and also the same with the pants because it's the same print as the top. But I actually am not really bothered by these pieces, but at the same time I don't really like them either. I do think the sweaters are okay. I could see myself wearing one of the sweaters, but it's just like a little bit too much going on for me. And yeah, these pieces aren't like a huge miss for me, but they're definitely not something I would go out of my way to pick up. Let me know what you guys think down below, because I just really can't make up how I feel about these pieces, which is kind of funny because usually I feel like Supreme pieces I'm like pretty strong one way or the other, but I really can't decide how I feel about these. I think the pants are probably one of the cooler items of this collection, just because for some reason I think louder pants usually work better than like louder tops, but that could just be my personal preference. So let me know what you guys think down below. I think like the color selection that they went with, especially on this like pink sweater, is really nice, but yeah, not something I could see myself wearing, like I said like 5 times now. And then next we've got like a small box logo tee. It's gonna be hard, or it's kind of hard to see like what this actually is. I haven't really seen any better pictures of it, but I think this might be like that enamel box logo, which if it is, that's pretty cool. I like the idea of putting like enamel on clothing, but yeah, I'm not too sure about what this is, or even if it is like a small box logo, but I'm gonna assume it is. And if it is the enamel, I think that's pretty hard. If it's just like a regular small box logo, I think that's kind of weird to have it in the center. Usually they do it on like the left chest, which I think looks a lot more natural, but who knows. I'll be interested to see what this piece like actually is. And next we've got some crew necks that just say Supreme like across them like that, and to be honest, I really don't like these pieces. The colors aren't bad. I just don't like the logo written across like that. I don't really like the stitching that they used, and they have done some stuff this collection that's like kind of like all the way across the body that I think looks really good. Or not this collection, this is like spring summer, excuse me. But these pieces for me are just a really big miss. And so are these next hoodies. I think these are pretty awful, to be honest. Like, I just don't see the appeal of these. Maybe the black and brown and the pink ones will look a little bit better once we can see them, but the two-tone red with the blue and the gray I think looks really bad. I think it just looks really awkward and like a really cheap piece. I don't know how to put it other than that, but yeah, just bad for me. And then we've got matching tops and pants. I think the black ones are pretty cool. I don't really like these like plaid type of ones. I feel like that blue is a really interesting color for like plaid stuff, and I feel like that brown is just not super pleasant for the pieces. The brown jacket's alright, and so the blue jacket's alright too, but I just am really not feeling these pants. But I would wear the black and the top and the pants. So yeah, not total misses for me with these, but I just think the plaid and the colored selection was a little odd for these. And next we've got what are my favorite pieces of this drop. We've got these abstract zip up polos and abstract pants or shorts to match. I think this very light pastel colorway is my favorite, and then probably this yellow and green, whatever, and then probably the black one is last, to be honest, which is crazy because I usually love black stuff. But in the shorts, I would say the pastel-y type one, like Easter colors, is my favorite, and then the black ones, and then lastly would be the yellow ones. But I would wear all these pieces. I'm not too big of a polo guy, but I do like the zip up polos that Supreme's been dropping recently. I think they're very cool silhouettes, and I really like that these have some texture to them and the designs just aren't flat. So I think these are really cool pieces. Could definitely see myself wearing pretty much any of these, but especially the shorts. Moving on, we've got some basketball shorts, and I don't really like these. They just look like cheap shorts that you could get from pretty much anywhere else. And yeah, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of the design on them really. Just says Supreme and some numbers, but yeah, I think these are pretty heavy miss for me, and I don't really like any of the colorways. And the colorways are all inspired by football teams, which I thought was a odd choice. Obviously this is the Oilers. RIP to the Oilers, they don't even exist anymore. But then we've got the Raiders, the Browns, and I'm imagining this is a Seahawks colorway. So maybe if you're a big football fan, you'll be able to rock these with your jerseys. But yeah, again, these are just a big miss for me. And then moving on, we've got some cargo pants. And I saw someone saying this earlier, in the comments, but they're why do they have to have elastic ends to all their pants? Why can't they just end normal? And these are one of those pieces where it's I wish they just had normal ends to the pants. I really don't like the elastic look on most pants. I feel like those cargo joggers and stuff was just a horrible phase for fashion, and I'm hoping to get as far away from that as possible. And I also feel like these would be pretty cool pants if they didn't have the elastic stuff at the bottom, which even with them, I think they're alright pants, but I do think it would be a lot cooler if they didn't. I do like the pockets that they went with, and it's just interesting layout for pockets, but I think it looks pretty pleasant. Just the waist and the ends of the pants, wish they were just normal. And next we've got hats that I thought dropped last week, but I guess they didn't make the cut last week, so they're slated for this week now. But they just say WWW Supreme New York across them. And I don't really like these pieces. I feel like they're kind of awkward. And next we've got striped mesh hats, which I think is interesting that they went for stripes on mesh, which I think is actually pretty cool. I like the way these look. I like that font in the logo that they used. Looks very clean, and I'm not a big fan of 6-panel hats, but I think these are pretty solid, and could see myself wearing pretty much all these colors for just different fits if it went with it. If I were to pick one colorway to go with, I would probably go red or yellow, just because I think those really pop. But I would definitely wear all the colorways. And then moving down, we've got the same material on different style of hats. These are almost like bucket hats. They're not as loose. I forget the word that they used to describe them, but I think it was bell hats, which I never heard that term before, but I'm not too big of a fan of these. I like the colors that they went with and everything. Just It's kind of a weird shape for a hat. The brim seems a little small, and the hat seems like, I don't know, it just seems like kind of feminine to me. So maybe this will end up being more of a look that girls go for, but I'm not too big of a fan of those ones. And then lastly, we've got some like lighter holders. So these are pretty cool. I mean, they're going to be expensive for what they are, but it's definitely something I could see myself owning. Like if I was just in a store and saw one for like a good price, I could see myself buying it. It's got like a little bottle opener and stuff on it too, so definitely could be handy if you're going to parties and stuff over the summer. I could see it coming in handy for me. And then last for this week, we have some of the Supreme Futura stuff. So if you guys don't know who Futura is, he's like a classic artist. He's done Supreme collabs in the past. He's done collabs with like a lot of people, and he's also just really popping in the New York art scene. And the proceeds from this collaboration are going to be benefiting the free arts in New York City, which is awesome. I think it's awesome that Supreme started to do collaborations or releases where they kind of give the proceeds back to places in New York. And obviously Futura has like a huge impact on the art scene in New York, so this is like makes total sense, kind of him paying it back to the people that have helped build his career. So yeah, first we've got skate decks, and I think the artwork for these is interesting. This is definitely like just futurist style. I think the art is really pleasant. It's not the easiest to tell what's going on. Obviously we've got like 3 figures on here, but it is pretty abstract art. It's like the spray paint type of stuff, but I think these are cool. I'm not like a skater. I can't skate. I can maybe hit like a pop shove it here and there, but yeah, not something I would buy, but I do think the designs on these are pretty cool. And then we've got what looks like all 3 designs on this shirt too, with some other stuff added in the background that was omitted from the boards. So I do think that was kind of lazy to put the same designs on the skateboards that are on the t-shirts, but I do like the way this t-shirt looks. I don't love like just shirts that just have like a box on them with the design, so I wish they would have went like a little more out of the box for that, especially with someone like Futura. But the back just says Futura, so you guys, you know what the deal is. His like classic font and everything, his just signature. And then we've got the shirt in black. So yeah, I don't love the t-shirts. I think it would have been cooler maybe if they just stuck with the boards and went with different designs for the t-shirts, but at the end of the day, the money's going to a good cause, and I'm sure these are going to sell like wildfire because everyone wants like a Supreme Futura piece. Even if they don't really love it, people are going to want that just because of the names that are attached to the piece. And yeah, I love to see Supreme giving back. So yeah, this week I think it's all right. Definitely some pieces I like, a lot of pieces I don't like. The coolest thing for me is the Airstream, and I love that they're able to do that. Just crazy to see some of the collaborations that come out from Supreme, because it's like, who would expect them to collaborate with Airstream? But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into the price predictions. So like I said, these are predictions. None of these are like locked in, so keep that in mind. But here we are. I'm just gonna let you guys look at the pieces. I'm not gonna walk through and talk about everything, but like I said, the Airstream is predicted to be $90K, so a little bit more than I could afford. But yeah, if I were able to buy one, I would definitely be trying my hardest to get one. With only 20, I mean, what are your odds? But anyways, yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, please hit that like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll be dropping a video next week, so click that like and subscribe and tune in next week. We will see you then. Have a good one.